The film's story begins with this information. After this, the story moves to the Borrego Desert in California. We meet Ellie, a botanist who has come to identify and document an invasive plant species. She received this project only a few days earlier and clearly loves her work, doing it with full dedication. The film also highlights the beauty and vastness of the California desert. Once her work is done, Ellie returns to her motel, where she listens to a voice message from her mother. In it, her mother mentions her younger daughter, Ellie's little sister. The true importance of this message is revealed later. The scene then shifts to the same desert, where we see Guillermo, a man involved in illegal drug activities. He is shown burying someone who turns out to be a pilot. Given the dangerous nature of his world, it is strongly implied that Guillermo is responsible. He carefully levels the ground afterward, showing he is experienced and has done this before. The next day, Ellie returns to the desert for research and meets a girl named Alex, who arrives on a dirt bike. Alex followed Ellie's footprints, thinking she might be lost. She is the daughter of Deputy Sheriff Jose, a local officer. Ellie thanks her, but Alex explains she came here after bunking school and seems eager to spend time with Ellie. Understanding this, Ellie allows her to stay, and they work together on plant research, which Alex enjoys. Later, Ellie asks Alex to go home to avoid trouble. As the sun sets, Ellie sits alone, looking sad, clearly missing someone. By evening, Ellie is still in the desert. At the same time, Guillermo sets up a signal flare in an open area, signaling that a plane is expected to cross the border and land illegally. Just as Ellie is about to return to her motel, she sees a plane crash nearby. Shocked, she drives toward the site, but quickly realizes she has made a serious mistake. The plane was carrying illegal cargo, and the pilot is still alive, though injured. Before Ellie can escape, the pilot pulls out a gun and fires at her, fearing she might contact the authorities. Luckily, she is not hit. Panicked in the darkness, Ellie tries to reverse her car, but the rear tire gets stuck. This allows the pilot to reach her and threaten her at gunpoint. Ellie begs for her life and calmly thinks her way out. She asks if he knows where he is, or has a map or GPS, explaining that everything in the plane was destroyed. She tells him they are deep in the desert and that only she knows a safe way out. Hearing her, the pilot hesitates. When Ellie asks where he needs to go, the pilot, Thomas, names Salton Sea. Ellie realizes it is a very large area and tells him she can take him to the exact location. Thomas agrees and orders her to collect the cargo and load it into the car. Ellie secretly hides a map, knowing that if Thomas finds it, he will no longer need her. Thomas takes Ellie hostage, they free the car, and he begins driving along the route Ellie gives. Meanwhile, Guillermo waits for the plane. When it does not arrive after a long time, he contacts his boss and realizes the pilot has gone off course. He then sets out to search for him. By night, Tomas is still trying to escape the desert with Ellie. Frightened, Ellie suggests hiding the cargo in her bags and promises to leave quietly once they reach the city, worried Tomas may harm her later. Tomas tells her to stay quiet, but he gets distracted, causing their car to crash. The wheels get badly stuck, leaving them trapped once again in the desert. When Tomas steps away to check the car, Ellie quietly hides a small knife she finds inside it. Tomas does not notice. He then says they must continue on foot and cannot stop. Ellie warns him it is an 80-mile walk and they do not have enough water, but Tomas ignores her. He packs the illegal cargo into 2 bags, gives one to Ellie, keeps the other, and forces her to walk. They travel through the desert all night. Ellie becomes exhausted and asks for a break and water. After resisting, Thomas briefly stops and gives her some water. When she tries to run, he catches her again. Despite her struggle, Thomas ties her hands to stop her from escaping. The scene shifts to Deputy Jose, who is told a body has been found in the desert. It was carefully buried, but later uncovered by wild animals. This is the same body Guillermo buried earlier. Since it is outside Jose's area, he does not take the case. He then sees his daughter Alex riding to school without a helmet and scolds her. Jose later learns that a botanist named Ellie was supposed to meet someone, but never showed up. Alex tells him she was with Ellie the day before and urges him to check the motel. There, the owner says Ellie never returned that night. Alex becomes worried, but Jose tries to reassure her. Meanwhile, Guillermo finds Tomas's crashed plane. He notices shell casings, tire tracks, and footprints, realizes 2 people survived, and follows their trail. Back in the desert, Thomas is struggling due to the intense heat and his injured leg. Ellie warns him they are exposed in the open desert and says they must head toward the canyons, or the heat could be deadly. Ellie tells Tomas that once they reach the town, she can arrange a car for him and help get his injured leg treated. Thomas refuses, saying Guillermo will return for the cargo. Ellie explains that no one can find them in the middle of the desert, and no one knows their location. She asks Tomas to tightly wrap his leg with his jacket to stop the bleeding and helps him do it. After thinking for a moment, Tomas agrees. At the same time, Guillermo follows tire tracks and reaches the site where Ellie's car crashed. He searches the car for the cargo, but does not find it. 2 local men arrive on bikes, grow suspicious after seeing the car, and talk about calling the police. Guillermo reacts quickly and shoots them, leaving them dead. The story returns to Ellie and Thomas, who stop in the shade to rest. Thomas, showing some sympathy, gives Ellie water. She asks about the plane crash, and Thomas explains the plane was old, small, and crashed due to engine failure. Later, when Ellie needs to step aside briefly, Thomas helps her. Elsewhere, Deputy Jose reaches Ellie's crashed car and is shocked to find 2 bodies, with no sign of Ellie. He tries to contact the station, but his radio does not work. He begins searching nearby and follows tire tracks from Guillermo's car toward the canyons. Jose reaches Guillermo's car, but Guillermo sees him first and hides. Jose draws his weapon and searches the area. Guillermo fires and hits Jose's hand. Jose fires back, but during the exchange, he slips and falls into a ravine. Guillermo checks but cannot see him and assumes he is dead. He disables Jose's car and continues searching for Tomas. Meanwhile, Ellie and Thomas reach a dead end where they must climb a steep, rocky area. Ellie suggests resting and climbing in the morning, but Thomas insists on climbing first. Since Ellie's hands are tied, Thomas unties her. By nightfall, they reach the top. During the climb, Thomas slips, but Ellie catches and saves him, showing she does not want to harm anyone. Thomas realizes Ellie would never hurt him and that his actions come from desperation. At the same time, Alex tries to contact her father, but gets no response. Worried something is wrong, she goes to his office and uses the radio to call for help. But it does not work, increasing her fear for her father's safety. Alex decides to search for her father on her own and rides into the desert on her bike. At the same time, Ellie and Tomas sit by a small fire. Tomas finally tells her his name and asks why she was in the desert. Ellie explains she is a botanist looking for a rare plant. She mentions she had already seen the plant earlier and now knows where it grows, but her situation has changed. Tomas then shares his story. He says he is doing this out of desperation. He is actually a teacher, but his father is seriously ill, and the high cost of treatment pushed him into this dangerous work. His father was a pilot, which is why Tomas knows how to fly. Thomas asks Ellie about Buttercup. Ellie explains it is her favorite wildflower and also a nickname her younger sister gave her. Talking about her sister makes Ellie emotional. She reveals her sister passed away and that she blames herself. Ellie explains she was struggling with depression and anxiety and had started medication, which caused severe sleep problems. On the day of the accident, she had not slept for 3 days. While taking her sister to school, they had an accident. After that, Ellie left the town and has been running from her past. As they share their stories, an emotional connection forms between them, but Thomas still does not fully trust Ellie. Before sleeping, he ties her hands again. Meanwhile, Alex continues searching at night and finds her father's car. Finding no one nearby, she calls out, and Deputy Jose hears her from a deep pit where he is trapped. Jose tells Alex to go back and get help because the area is dangerous, but Alex refuses to leave him. She insists on helping him first and then searching for Ellie, and Jose reluctantly agrees. Later, after Thomas falls asleep, Ellie uses a small cutter she had hidden in her sock to free herself. She quietly takes water and matches and slips away into the night. The next morning, Jose, whom Alex pulled out of the pit, tries the radio again, but it still does not work, and there is no phone signal. He gives Alex a deputy's contact number and tells her to head back and call for help as soon as she gets reception. Jose decides to follow the tire tracks himself to look for Ellie. They split up, but Alex cannot leave Ellie behind and turns back. Meanwhile, Ellie is trying to escape through the canyon when she suddenly comes face to face with Guillermo's car. Guillermo spots her, realizes she knows about Tomas, and starts chasing her. Ellie runs and reaches Tomas, who signals her to keep going while he steps forward to face Guillermo. Guillermo asks Tomas about Ellie, and Tomas lies, saying she ran away during the night and knows nothing. Guillermo still wants no loose ends and decides to go after Ellie. Tomas points his gun at Guillermo and tells him to let her go. Guillermo says he has been stuck in this life for 15 years and wants it to end here. Tomas refuses to kill him, and in the end, Guillermo shoots Tomas. Ellie hears the gunshot from a distance and realizes Tomas is gone. Heartbroken, she runs faster. Near a truck, she finds Alex's bike and knows Alex is close. Before Guillermo can reach her, Ellie runs toward Alex, but Guillermo grabs Alex first. He fires at Ellie, hitting her in the stomach. Alex pushes Guillermo away, injuring his hand on a cactus, and helps Ellie escape. At the same time, Jose spots them from above. When Guillermo tries to fire again, Jose shoots back and a gunfight breaks out as Alex struggles to get Ellie to safety. Guillermo manages to escape, and Alex and Ellie also try to flee. Guillermo chases them in his truck, determined not to let them live. During the escape, Ellie loses consciousness because of her injury and falls off the bike. Alex panics and stops, but the bike refuses to start again. Seeing this, Guillermo stops as well. He pours fuel on Alex and tries to set her on fire. At that moment, Ellie regains consciousness and sets Guillermo's drug stash on fire instead. In a panic, Guillermo tries to save the drugs, but the flames spread to him. He is fatally burned and dies. Alex rushes to Ellie's side and supports her. Soon after, Jose arrives in his car. Reuniting with his daughter, Both become emotional and relieved. In the ending, Ellie notices a flower growing unexpectedly in the harsh desert. This moment symbolizes hope, survival, and a new beginning, reflecting Ellie's own painful but transformative journey.